You're not seriously considering going with him.
It's all right, Bree. I had a daughter too. Lost her in the first days. I'll be damned if I'll just sit back and let that happen to someone else.
We need you here.
Don't worry. I'll be back before you know.
Vernon's all of a sudden so indignant. I'm not gonna let anybody get killed because that happened to my daughter. Wait a minute, weren't you threatening to kill me a few minutes ago? Well, I meant besides you. I'd shoot, but you know, I wouldn't let it happen to anybody else but you.
Just you.
Thank you for your principled moral stand, Vernon. Here we're veering a little bit back into the humans are the real monsters shtick that I don't really like about the whole setting, but
that was kind of the fake hook of this episode, though.
Oh, hey, you made it back.
Who's this?
I think this episode proves that the worst monsters are human monsters
that
then become actual
monsters. I'm the one who saved his ass back at the river. Who's the fossil?
Great, Red Scar, and you covered all our bases there.
I solved it. I solved the issue forever.
He helped me get back here after we got separated.
It's like the serial killer.
Now there is nothing more to be gained from discussing this.
Yeah,
we can just quit. You know what? We don't even need to finish. We don't even need to finish the series. We can just stop right here.
Anyone who says humans are the real monsters, which is worse? The serial killer at the beginning of Chucky? Or the serial killer in Chucky after he becomes Chucky?
Lee,
checkmate.
God, you're back.
Or should I say...
Krista, what's wrong?
Chuckmate! Bam!
so
Another Chuck pun out of nowhere, completely unrelated to the other Chuck.
Who's this?
That is really disrespectful to the dead Chuck.
Oh, thank God.
And to everybody that had to listen to the pun. Also them.
You have to help us. Please.
We would be completely understanding if you unsubscribe from our channel at this point and stop watching our videos forever. That is a completely reasonable reaction.
I'm gonna look and see if our viewer count goes down as a result of your behavior, Rutskarn. I'm gonna look at our number of subscribers after this airs, and we'll see if it goes up or down.
Lee brought a doctor.
All right, let's take a look at him.
And I will send you the results,
I work better without an audience.
and you will have to face what you've done.
More things of your
By the way, what game are we playing again? What are we talking about?
We're playing Left 4 Dead, right?
There's not a whole lot to talk about at this point. Doctor comes up, examines O'Neill.
Clementine?
It says, yes, this man is very short.
This part, just because the mood had been so bleak lately, and the music's kind of dark, and the screen's kind of dark, this part was actually kind of tense for me, because it actually took me a while to find her.
Yes, oh my goodness, and you know that somebody else has been talking to her.
There's the drawing.
So you know she's in danger. You know she's in danger, and you don't know where it's coming from or when it's going to hit, but you know the writers aren't going to just leave a hook like that and not follow up on it. So you spend the whole episode waiting for that other shoe to drop. And I thought this was it. And no, it's not. The game's just jerking you around because it's good at that.
But it really drives home how tense and nerve-wracking it'll be for Lee on a regular basis. I mean, you know, it put me in the shit of every time Clementine is missing. She could be dead, she could be kidnapped.
Ain't no one got time for that.
Hello?
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
It was a sink.
Wash your skank-ass hands, Lee. Ain't got time for that.
You won't find anything. We already searched the place.
You'd be surprised what people miss. Trust me, I've been doing this for a while.
Well, you already searched the place, but then you came in. You could have all kinds of shit.
Don't ask me, I'm not her keeper.
Later on, there's a ninja zombie in this house, which I have to call super double shenanigans on, since you people all searched the house, and then Molly, in addition, searched the house.
I don't think a zombie shows up if you take Clementine with you.
Right. It's a situational Schrodinger zombie where it only appears if you leave Clementine here,
that girl isn't
which
with
is just
me.
double shenanigans.
I just want to harass you.
You walk around the corner like
you're the kleptomaniac here in this game somehow. So if I can take anything from you,
it could have just been such a troll if they had like put in, as Lee's like examining all these rooms and poking around and clicking on stuff, if there was just like a zombie standing in the corner with a lampshade over its head. And you can't click on it.
You cannot interact with it at all.
And then later it just grabs your character.
like when your character is not looking at it, it moves around.
Yes.
When your character's turn around, it starts like tiptoeing over closer to you, and then like you turn around to look at it, it just freezes.
And you can't complain because they lampshaded.
Doesn't look like she's in here.
Okay.
Kenny?
So that's what that feels like.
Yeah. Hurts, don't
Oh, hey, you made it back. Good job. Good job.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh yeah, Kenny has officially gone off the deep end.
Where'd you get the bottle?
Yeah.
First good thing
Why
that's
is he
happened
getting drunk
since...
now? Although it's an appropriate thing for him to want to do, considering his whole family died in yesterday.
Hey man, I tried, but he gave me a look like he was gonna rip my face off. He won't listen to you. You think he was gonna listen to me?
You make a persuasive argument there,
The hell
Ben.
with you.
Getting wasted's not gonna help anyone.
Yeah?
Hell
Well,
yeah.
what is?
I decided I hate all you motherfuckers.
You didn't always have my back, except always, but that's not enough.
No way out. We got walkers.
Without my mullet, you never would have gotten anywhere.
Radio messing with
You
us.
didn't have my
Now,
back,
now
so
ain't
around
the
one
time
time you
for a
had my
drink.
back, which was all the time.
Maybe we could make a boat out of some zombies and ride a zombie, but you want some beer, Ben?
It's actually...
Alright, guys, I got a plan. We check for a boat. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Check for a boat on the other coast.
I do love that little look that Ben gives to Lee when Kenny offers him the whiskey.
Ben, how did Clementine sneak out of the house?
Hey, don't put all that on me. Omid took a turn for the worse, and Krista asked me to help. I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can here. She was frantic and
I could only watch like 2 people at most at a time.
What else could I do?
There's myself,
wait,
and then there's my invisible friend, and that's it.
Are you talking about the Gulf Coast or the Pacific Coast?
With no one watching her?
The Gulf Coast, that would just be ridiculous.
She's fine out there.
She better be, or it's your ass.
How are they gonna get to the Gulf Coast, Josh?
You have a point. There'd be no possible way to get to the Gulf Coast without first running into the Pacific Coast.
You could never go that far north this time of year.
We are trolling everybody on geography, and the best part is, most of the people getting upset about this aren't even going to be American. Or like live in North or South America.
No, I was talking about the Persian Gulf. What were you talking about?
She's not in the doghouse. She's not in the open grave snuggling up with the dead kid. She's not on the roof. She in the fountain?
Okay, I don't get it. Where?
So she's in the thing.
Right, I know. I know, but I already... Oh, there we go.
You look at the shed door.
But I did that already.
You have to wait for the knock and then try to open it. There's an option to open now.
Maybe I should just spray a dozen bullets through the door just to be safe. It's a zombie, I don't want to be caught with my pants down.
Aim low, take his legs out.
Did you see Clementine body slam Lee?
What were you doing in there?
Exploring, and look what I found.
Tetanus, a nest of black widows. The porn stash of the guy who lived here.
My immediate response to this was, nobody tell Kenny.
Let him wallow in alcoholic guilt for a while.
Don't break it to Kenny until I've left and been gone for like 24 hours. Because I just don't think I can fucking take it. There's not gonna be any living with that dude.
This is a very small boat for 5 people. Can you imagine living on that? Wow.
Well, you only have to eat 1 or 2 of them, and then it's a nice boat.
Oh, that's true.
Like, oh man, there's probably booze on the boat. So I think these houses are actually super creepy and depressing, even when it's not the zombie apocalypse and you're all squatters.
Wait a minute, there were boards on that window.
Not now. Now they want to be able to look outside at the savannah architecture.
Under the circumstances.
Josh.
I did what I could for him.
I think that's the front of the house. I think that didn't have boards on it.
I could have sworn it had boards on it.
They don't barricade the front of the house, which is outside the fence, and accessible to the thoroughfare of zombies.
Hey,
just the backyard.
If you really can get that boat working, you're taking me with you
as
payment for saving your asses.
No, I'm pretty sure that is the front because that's also where the zombies come in later.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would they thoroughly barricade the windows in the backyard, which is surrounded by a 9-foot fence, but not the ones on the main street?
She's not taking us
okay, A, there was a zombie dog they had to bury later. B, maybe Savannah wasn't that bad because Crawford. Or maybe C, plot contrivance for the puzzle from the last episode.
The town of super hardcore survivors.
Sounds like Crawford is the one place
that used zombies as walls. That made it safer to have your windows uncovered.
Can I just say how creeped out I am by the human face on that dog in the
painting?
painting?
Have supplies. What harm can it do to ask?
Trust me, you don't.
Every time I see it,
I do. You show enough.
Maybe it was just a really ugly sun.
Well, put a noose around his neck. You don't exactly.
That's a really dark touch.
What the hell kind of a place are we talking about here? The worst kind?
Turns out there's also werewolves in this universe. No one's brought it up.
Look at those boards. It's like, why even bother?
Close enough.
That was the last window they did that day.
Can sneak in there undetected.
Oh yeah, stealth mission. Reginald Cuthbert is the best at stealth.
Crawford like the back of my hand.
All right, time for the Splinter Cell shit.
Map by any chance?
Yeah, actually.
We really need to play Splinter Cell one of these days.
Through so we can
or
pass
Hitman.
The perimeter and right into the center where they keep their supplies. We come up right underneath them, take them by surprise.
The last time we tried to play Hitman, you started a forest fire.
Knew what hit them.
That's actually not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's because my target was in the forest.
I don't know.
Silent assassin, Josh.
About it before,
your computer started a forest fire.
But I think if we all
Silent assassin, Josh. I made it look like an accident.
And what do you want in return for all this help you're giving us?
Crawford doesn't just have what
this mission seemed
They're also well
I don't want to say it seemed out of place.
Supplies.
It was logical given the
Medicine that my
circumstance.
people could use just as yours could.
We can do this.
This is really fucking dangerous, and they had no reason to believe that this would succeed at all.
I know it.
This is a crazy... I mean, it's one thing to go up against zombies, but it is crazy to go up against armed human beings. The chances of them... I mean, it doesn't lead to what we think it's leading to, but if this place really was filled with heavily armed, alert, survivalist, hardcore guys,
we should go tonight.
There's just no way this was going to work out for this group. Lee would have been leading his team to death. They would have just been shot as trespassers.
Still alive.
To be fair, everyone has a vested interest in going. I mean, Kenny's got his hardcore, I don't know, fetishism, his obsession with the boat. Omid needs his medicine, so Chris is willing to die for it. Lee is just, I guess, the leader of the group, and he's just going to lead them. But Verna needs the medicine. Molly needs her tape thingy. I mean, they all have reasons to go to Crawford personally, so it worked.
A good point. But it is just like, this is so crazy dangerous to actually go up against armed humans.
That's why we have to do this.
really the only one who doesn't have a strong enough reason to go, I think, is Lee.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone else to
What about
die.
Ben?
Ben just
needs to
okay.
prove
First of all,
himself.
Ben's probably
Does
proving
Ben
himself.
go?
Yeah.
No one else is gonna die.
He goes. This
Yes.
is his big
Oh,
chance
that's
to
right.
prove himself.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You made to
Yeah.
Prove himself
that's
as
right.
the best
Can't really promise that, can you?
and the most
He's
reasonable
thinking to
person
himself
in the
right
group.
now. He's thinking right now, all I need to do is get my hands on an axe or a hatchet, and I can prove myself to these people.
So we're gonna take Clementine with us?
Molly said Crawford is the only
I
place
took her
left
with
in
me
Savannah that still has
because I was
people.
again
Means
afraid
it must
the
be
game
where
messes
Mom
with
and
you.
Dad are,
The game
right?
says, or you have that whole thing where you search for her, so now you're paranoid and you're afraid you're going to lose her, so you don't want to let her out of your sight, and you trust her more with you than not.
Right. But
Yeah,
that's,
can I get a
that's
yes or
very
no?
much like a function of the video game, though.
Yeah,
It's
I think
the
leaving
fact
her
that-
behind is the rare thing.
Leaving
Yeah,
her behind
but
is
it
the
seems
only
kinda
sane
boring.
option, of course. In reality.
Although if
No,
Omid turns
bring her,
into
bring
a
her
zombie...
bring her so Molly can live. If we don't bring her, I think Molly dies.
Oh, okay, bring her.
I've heard conflicting stories about that.
I don't know all the paths either. Flip a coin.
Alright, let's take her.
Okay. You can come.
Because taking her into a camp full of armed humans that hate kids is a
It's
great
the
idea.
dumbest idea. So in reality,
It really
I
is.
knew in the back of my head this was a really fucking stupid idea.
Yes.
But in game,
I
I balanced
did
it
too.
against. I balanced the chance that the video game designers were going to snatch her away from me if she left like my line of sight, you know, object permanence effect.
Same thing.
The chance that they were going to kill a child in front of me on a mission because I chose to bring her along, and I made the kind of metagamey decision to do it.
Check out what I found in the
Yeah,
box.
I kind of did that
the same
too.
thing.
I mean, I was paying attention to the theme that has been kind of
Nice.
in the back of my mind since the end of episode 3, which was that Clementine needs to learn to work with Lee so they can both help each other and survive. And it was like, well, I guess I could bring her. That's when any of that is going to manifest, if at all.
Right. They've been priming you for this decision, and it's odd that they let you make it, because they've been training you. Clementine is useful. She can get into small places. They've been teaching you that you need to teach her so that she can survive without you. And they just reinforced that leaving her behind is dangerous and she could be kidnapped by an unknown person at any time. So I think a majority of people just they're leaning on you so hard to take her with you.
How can cheese help us?
I didn't. The only part I metagamed was the fact that I know the stories don't branch that thoroughly, and I figured if Clementine matters, she's going to be there one way or the other, so you might as well bring her. Because if you can bring her, she's going to be there. And then the other thing, the part I didn't metagame was sort of... Basically, it's who's staying? Just Omid and...
Hold up just a second.
Omid? Who's staying with Omid?
Omid.
Ready.
Omid is the only one staying.
You're not taking.
Okay, yeah. If he turns and then eats her, I didn't want to be responsible for that, so I wanted her with me. Because he's injured, he's dying, whatever.
This little girl's not just
Now here's the interesting thing, is that, you know, obviously in reality, if you're expecting people to act like, you know, normally, it is completely ridiculous. Like, nobody is going to would take Clementine. But the game designers put it in here, and I bet it's like 50-50 to 75-33 in favor of taking Clementine.
I believe so too.
This is one thing you need to remember as a game designer and as a GM, which is especially if you're running like a horror game or a survival game, what you want is role players who will act like characters in a movie.
Remember the plan.
Or possibly like people in real life.
Stay together.
But players can't get past that. Some of them do better than others. But none of them really succeed 100%. Like, in a horror game, like, in a horror movie, if somebody, like, is walking up to a car and they shine a flashlight through the front window and they see, like, a body, but it's their own body, it's got their own face, their reaction's gonna be, like, to drop the flashlight and scream and run. In a horror RPG, even if everybody's super in the moment, their first question's gonna be like, okay, I open the door and I examine it closer. Okay, does it just look like me? How was it killed? How long has it been dead? You know, okay, can I make it come to life?
Yes. Does it have anything in its pockets?
I take out my camera, and I take a picture of both of us together to see if we both appear in the photo. Like, they're going to approach it like scientists. They're going to be examining it. They want to find out what kind of phenomenon they're up against. And on a certain primal level that's very difficult to escape, they know the danger's not real. Even if you're doing your job perfectly. So as a GM and a game designer, you can't treat your players like they're characters in a movie. You have to treat your players like they are engaging with this world, they understand the world's rules, and they're trying to adapt and learn and interact with them.
Yep, that looks like a card.
Right behind you.
Yep.
Knew was a zombie. Knew it was a zombie. You know how I knew?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a gun.
What the fuck?
Good reaction time, Lee.
I know, it's like you managed to get ninja'd by a zombie you were sneaking up on. You suck.
If that had been a human, you would have all been dead right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a walker doing inside here?
Thank you.